Hi, this is Charles 9mm, and I got a great product to show you today. This is a little bit different than anything I've ever done before. It's just quite unusual, especially if you've not been to South America, and specifically the southern part of South America, Uruguay, Argentina, and southern Brazil, and parts of Paraguay. Especially Uruguay loves this product. It's called Yerba Mate. Depending on your accent, it might be pronounced Yerba Mate. And Yerba Mate is a leaf from a holly tree, and it's a popular drink in South America. And I ordered some. I've had it before, but I didn't have it made properly, and I didn't have it. Somebody just boiled it, and it was awful. It was made completely incorrectly, and so I always had kind of a bad attitude about it, and I really wasn't interested in trying it again. But things have changed. I tried it again, and I had it done the right way, and I'm absolutely addicted. It's a wonderful drink. It has a little bit of caffeine, but it doesn't have all the negative aspects of caffeine. It does have a stimulant to it, but it doesn't seem to bother my stomach. I can drink a lot of it. You don't feel acidic. You don't get the jitters. It also seems to be very high in a lot of minerals and just really a lot easier to deal with, and especially if you've eaten a lot of like fatty or protein foods like meat. You drink that afterwards, and it seems to help you digest, and that's just my observation. I know that it's drank a lot in Argentina and Uruguay, which they have a pretty high beef diet because those are beef-producing countries. And I ordered some of this from a company called My Mate World. Now, My Mate World is a company they're in Argentina, and it's run by a guy named Alejandro. And Alejandro is a great guy. I called their 800 line, and lo and behold, I talked to him right in Argentina, which was great. And he helped me through the steps of this, and I bought some products from him. Very, very happy with this. It's really nice, and it's kind of cool to be able to talk to somebody right there, rather than somebody who's got it in some some warehouse wherever. I'm sure they warehouse it. If you're in the United States, they warehouse it in the United States because they ship very, very quickly. But it's really nice to have it really come from the source, and I'm really glad to have done business with My Mate World, mymateworld.com to be specific. And they've got some organic yerba mates, and let's get down to it. I'll make you a cup right now, and let's just watch. Unfortunately, you can only watch. You can't enjoy it with me, but maybe it'll inspire you to call somebody like mymateworld.com and call Alejandro and get a hold of him and have him send you some samples out. I think you'd be really happy. First of all, this is the mate. It's the gourd, and it's made from a gourd. And they dry this gourd, and you do have to season it when you get it. You have to put hot water in it and scrape it out. All the instructions are on the My Mate World website. This one's a little big for me, but a lot of times they share them. Probably something that's kind of an odd tradition in the United States because we're such germaphobes in the United States that we probably would have a hard time with that. But you would pick your friends very carefully in that case. Let me show you the mate, the yerba. The yerba is see that blowing the wind. It's just a dry leaf, a little bit of stems in it. Depending on if you get the Uruguayan mate, it's very fine, and Argentinian has a little bit of the stems in it, which just gives it a little bit of a different flavor. Now you fill up quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that, but there's quite a bit in there. Like half to 3/4 full there. I got a little light there just so you can see it. And what you do is this is how I do it. This is kind of what I've learned on the internet and so forth. And from Alejandro, looking at his website. Put your hand over it, give it a shake. And what this does is it brings all of these small particles to the surface. I probably have done it too much. And then you just kind of tip it back at kind of a 45 degree angle. And why you do that is you want the yerba to kind of look like that. Okay? Then what you do is you're going to add a little bit of cold water. Okay? You got a little cold water right here. And you add that cold water. And just let that soak for a little bit. Now, this is the magic part. This is called a bombilla, or a bombilla, depending on your accent. And many times you'll see them, they're made out of metal, made out of silver, German silver, I've seen some other materials as well, stainless steel. This one's bamboo, and this one has a little mesh sack on it, and they sell these. They sell these at mymateworld.com, and it has a kind of a mesh bag that you put on it. You put a little zip tie on it, and it's got holes in the bamboo tube, the straw, and you're going to jam this in. We're going to put our finger over it and jam that in at an angle toward that little mountain, that 45-degree mountain of yerba. There you go. See that? Okay. And what I'm going to do is, a lot of times what people do is that cold water I put in, they'll drink it up and they'll spit it out because it has particles in it. I don't. I like it because I like the very bitter flavor. Some people at this point may put some sugar or some stevia or some kind of sweetener in that. I don't, for the most part. Once in a while I will. But most part I will drink it straight, and I like it that way. So I'm going to drink the cold water. And what that does is, that's good. And what that does is it just helps mound that up, and also keeps the temperature right, so when I pour the hot water in, it won't burn the yerba. Now, like every good mate drinker, I got my giant thermos. I'm going to open that thermos up. And the water I have in here is not quite boiling. It's more like a simmering temperature. Between, if for Fahrenheit, about I would say right around 170. Don't go over 180 degrees Fahrenheit. And you just go ahead and pour that up. Now, I'm not going to pour all the way up to the metal rim. I'm going to go just to it. There we go. Beautiful. That's just beautiful. I hope you can see that a little bit. Now what it does is it'll form that little mountain. I've got that ramp. Don't stir it. Don't move the bombilla. Don't move it. Just leave it where it is and just let that sit for a minute. Now I don't wait. I'm usually in a hurry. I do a lot of running around, a lot of traveling, so I'm usually in a hurry. So I usually drink it right away. Some people have a whole little system where they pour a little and so forth. I don't. I just go ahead and drink it this way. Oh yeah, just the strong, rich, grassy bitterness that has some just a very satisfying strength to it. Very similar to strong green tea, but with a more of a grassy flavor to it. If you like that kind of thing, I think you'll like it. It's a very mature flavor. Unless you grew up in Uruguay or Argentina, children probably wouldn't be too keen on this. They probably wouldn't like it too much. If you are having trouble with coffee or caffeine, and it's kind of giving you the jitters and so forth, or keeping you up at night, you might give this a try. It's also very good for your health, from what I've heard. I'm no doctor, but you want to look that up. From what my studies, so it looks like it does a really nice job for me. I'm very, very happy with this product. I love it. It's a traditional drink throughout that southern part of South America. They've been drinking it for centuries, and they drink it about all day long. I know that in places like Uruguay, they'll stuff this big thermos under their arm, and off they go down to the market, and they just drink this all day long, and they love it. And they go through pounds and pounds of it. It's not terribly expensive either, even though you're using a lot. It's pretty cheap. Even the organics are pretty reasonably priced, and you got some great prices on the bombilla, the straw, and the gourd, the mate gourds. You can check them out at mymateworld.com. I think you'll love it, and I think that if you give it a try and give it a chance, I think you're going to be addicted and like it just as much as I do. Take care. Salud. Gracias. Bye bye.